Yes, it's from French derivation. So, books! Love them or hate them, they're here to stay.
You're definitely not leaving here without that.
No, this is what I've come here for. But how do you find them? And what do you do with them when you've got them?
Look, it's got money. This isn't hygienic.
To answer these questions, and no others, my friend Louis and I ventured out into the streets of Brighton for a spot of what I'm ingeniously calling book foraging. This is the best section we've found all day. Join us to witness the thrill of the chase and all the ding-dong delights that only the written word can provide.
You've got to clean yourself, you've got to travel, you've got jobs. Yes. Hello, so...
This is book foraging. So, yes, this is actually kind of my main goal for the day, was to find a Chambers dictionary, and this is a particularly nice one. It's a fairly recent edition. So this is the main dictionary which cryptic crossword setters use. It's got lots of Scottish spellings and lots of just obscure words. I already found, what was it, exalbuminous.
Exalbuminous,
Brilliant
that's the
word,
one.
meaning without albumin. Yes, it's from French derivation. So, what
have I got? Okay. Kingsley Amis. Sure, I'm sure it's about some stuffy academic type who finds a young lady. Then there's a collection of short stories by the same author.
John Mortimer. Paradise Postponed. John Mortimer, of course, wrote the Rumpole television series, Rumpole of the Bailey. This is his novel, which is basically sort of like his version of Middlemarch, basically.
I'm collecting this series of Narnia books.
I only ever made it as far as Magician's Nephew.
I don't think I even got that far.
I remember getting annoyed that it was a prequel, because I wasn't familiar with like the concept of non-chronological series.
Neither was I.
This is controversial. Porridge, great sitcom by Dick Clement and Ian Lafreniere. I recently bought that, Porridge, the complete series and series guide, despite not having ever seen an episode of Porridge at the time. In one of the shops we're in, there's a massive selection of novelizations, which are a weird literary thing. Which is a weird book thing that you get that doesn't really happen so much anymore. And so Louis hands me this and says, look at this.
Look at
and
this.
I go, great find, Louis, thanks, I'll buy it. Apparently he expected...
I fully intended to have that in that pile.
Yes, but I handed you the fucking E.T. adaptation,
It's
didn't I?
novelisation of E.T. That's just a pretty thing.
I didn't know you were going to buy that.
It was only £1.
Yeah. I have a thing about old British sitcoms, more so than you, I would say, actually.
Probably.
Which is why, whereas you have more of a thing of,
I don't know what I have.
Stream cinema.
Yeah. Stuff Happens was Donald Rumsfeld's reaction to the news that Baghdad was being looted in April 2003 after the fall of Saddam. From this profoundly callous remark, David Hare took the title of his masterly drama on the political and diplomatic lead-up to the Iraq invasion. Wow. So.
For some reason, I have a massive weak spot for drama about the presidents.
Yeah, no.
Just like if it's like
Nixon.
Yeah, if it's like, oh, one of our great actors is playing one of the presidents, I'm like, fucking sign me up. These were both from the shop where we I knocked over some china. You know when you've got an antique shop and you put the china on the rickety bookshelf.
2 Raymond Carvers, one of poetry. Actually, they're both of poetry, but one has. But that's really good because I was looking for that exact. Had a really nice essay about creativity in it, which I can't wait to read the full thing of.
What's this? Stanley Kubrick, a biography. This is interesting.
Excellent.
This was published immediately before he died. With his latest film, Eyes Wide Shut, Kubrick has added to the gallery of indelible images that will last as long as the cinema. Kubrick died, I think, a week before Eyes Wide Shut came out. in the old filmography at the end, it ends with Full Metal Jacket. The book was not completed when he died. So I'm very curious to find out about to read this, because like,
what would this wacky character do next?
It is a book. It is a biography of his entire life, but written in the assumption that he will continue living.
Novelization of the first Dalek story. I'm a big fan of the Daleks in general. I forgot what this was. Heat of the Day, Elizabeth Bowen.
Never heard of it. I'm a male manipulator, so so as you can imagine, I love Lolita. Love Lolita. Love being seen reading Lolita. Nodding along while I do. And this one is annotated.
3 books on novel writing. The situation of the novel. I'm very into books about books. Look, you've got some Kingsley Amis.
Would you read a book about books about books?
I'd read a book about book collecting.
The amount of books I've bought, so it's like, one day I might need to know about this.
But I suppose that's one of the sources of why you buy it. Just that there might be some nugget of information in there that might be profitable, even though it's highly
One day.
unlikely.
If I could find a Nabokov... Fucking hell, I need to sort this shit out. What have I done with my life? I'm pretty sure this was less than 20 quid. All of it.
Flipping it, you've done well.
I do bear in mind the bargains when I'm on a limited budget. We've done well. Thank you for joining us.